Coming up tonight, U.S. Congressman commends nation's drive towards transparent and fair elections. United Nations Secretary General welcomes Fiji's constitutional announcement, and Consumer Council calls on Health Food Unit to be more proactive. Good evening, I'm Sandra Assam. United States of America Congressman Eni Faleomavaenga has commended the Fijian government for its drive to building a better Fiji through a transparent and fair election giving equal value to everyone's vote without following Australia and New Zealand's wishes. He made the comments following his meeting with the Attorney General and Acting Prime Minister Aya Said Qayyum in Suva today.
Fiji doesn't have to try and suck up to New Zealand and Australia like what they have to prove themselves to before New Zealand and Australia will come from their mountains and give us the... No, I would say Fiji in its own efforts do it the Fijian way, not by influence of outside forces and to say that this is how we want it done. No, how about giving the Fijians some credit, their own efforts, And I just want to say that I really, really appreciate Attorney General Qayyum's assessment and what he has shared with me to say that, hey, no country in this world is 100%, pure in every way. Even my own country have problems.
Eni Faleomavaenga has strongly called on the leaders of Australia and New Zealand to do away with sanctions and embrace Fiji as the Fijian government maps out its constitution and elections.
What all the problems that Fiji has, I must say that I have to give due credit to the fact that they are moving towards that direction, and in a very positive way. I don't see demonstrations or people out there in the streets calling for look at the situation in Syria and other countries of the world. So I must say that this is part of the Pacific way that Prime Minister Bainimarama and Attorney General Qayyum and other members of the interim government and the administration, I don't think there's any question in anybody's mind that these gentlemen are trying very hard and their best to see through of these fundamental needs that Fiji has a need for, and then hopefully I think we all look forward to the day that when we will have those elections come 2014 and then to prove our so-called experts in New Zealand and Australia wrong.
The announcement of the constitution-making process last week has been strongly welcomed by the UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon. Ban Ki-moon says it is an important step towards the country's return to constitutional order.
A statement issued by the spokesperson for the Secretary General showed it is critical, in his view, that this process is inclusive and participatory and that the voices of all Fijians are heard and their fundamental human rights protected. Media reports on Friday indicated that government had announced a process to debate and approve a new constitution over the next 1 year. In January, government lifted the public emergency regulation. Last year, during an address to the General Assembly's annual general debate, Prime Minister Bainimarama outlined details of a political roadmap, which includes the drafting of a new constitution leading to national elections by September 2014.
The Consumer Council Chief Executive Premila Kumar has called on the Health Ministry's Food Unit as the enforcement agency to be more vigilant in ensuring that expired food items are not sold. The call comes after 4 Nandranga soccer players were admitted for a night at the Lambasa hospital after they suffered from food poisoning over the weekend.
In most cases, what we find that expired products are still sold in the supermarkets. And on one hand, we've got the food safety laws, and the food safety laws have got provisions to fine the traders if they are breaching the food safety law. But we haven't seen that really happening. So I think it's high time Food Unit should really act as an enforcement agency and take charge of food safety in this country, rather than letting the traders off the hook, because there was no advice given to the traders, but more advice was given to the consumers. And surely that's something that we wouldn't want to see. We would like to see that the traders are more responsible when they're trading, and they cannot make money unscrupulously.
Coming up after the break, new resident magistrate sworn in, and fighting for transparency in mortgagee sales.